Free agency is still going on until the draft, but I like where we're at right now as a football team from a roster standpoint.
All these guys we've signed, salary aside, they're fired up to be here. I mean, it's a genuine excitement. And look, you can call it. There's a little bit of a leap of faith in their part, and shoot, man, we appreciate that. But it kind of tells us that we feel like we're going in the right direction.
With the options that were available at the time when it came to the trade standpoint, even with, Matthew, Jared, whoever it was, Carson ended up getting traded. So with all of that, I just felt like it got pretty aggressive, and we weren't scared to, come out first and set the market.
I'm really excited about this class. We all are. And there again, Brad and I went in with kind of the vision of it's everything we've said at the beginning is how do we bring in the guys that can help us as players, but help us with the culture as well, but also the right mix of the type of player we bring in. And so these guys have not affected our future, but yet they bring in kind of a tone. They set a tone for us, and we feel like they bring the ability to give us competition, with what we already have on this roster. But, I thought it was important that we brought in guys that there again, we somehow have a relationship with, or that we know somewhat intimately, because what those guys are about. Man, all these guys have something to prove, and man, so do we. I mean, Brad's got something to prove. I got something to prove. My staff has something to prove. I mean, everything we've kind of done, Sheila's got something to prove. It's been a little bit unorthodox, I guess you could call it, but that's a good thing, man. We want hungry people here that want to be here. They all wanted to be here and want to win.
Obviously, you want to get faster. That's across the board, and obviously knew that the receiver group in general was thin when we first started this process. So as we're kind of adding, it's like, let's just add speed, and it's not just, just looking for guys that just have speed and that's it. But a great story on Brashad, right? So on Perriman, he was a legitimate 4.25, probably the fastest guy his size that I've seen running a 40. But just another element of him being able to take the top off the defense and have that element. And then with Jared, I do believe that will help Jared. I'm sure Jared won't have any frowns about having this much speed, in the receiver room. So definitely, I believe in Jared with his ability on the deep ball, and he showcased it explosive. His explosive plays. In the past 4 years, explosive passes have been up there, so I think it'll be a good combination. Well, with Kenny, always stated that very, very talented receiver, but we pretty much knew that as of with pretty much every year in terms of free agency and the draft, that it's relatively deep in both spots. And it was a few different factors that went into it, but at the end of the day, it was just making the right decision for the Lions, both not only short term but more importantly long term. So that was a decision that we came to, but wish Kenny nothing but the best in New York, and was happy to see that he got a good deal.
Vaitai, what's your vision for him on the offensive line? Is he guard, tackle? What do you see him as?
But I will say this: and we've talked to him about it. We're a little intrigued about moving him inside to guard. That does intrigue us. And so we may, as a starting point, kind of work there and see where we're at. The ultimate vision would be, even at the very least, you bring in these guys, and let's just say they are all 1 year, all right, hypothetically. Well, even there, you get the production out of them, but you get this kind of this work mentality, this chip on your shoulder. This is how you win. This is how you build things. And they've installed that in some of these young players. Man, it just helps set the tone for where you're trying to go and the way things are supposed to be done.
I've always said that One Pride deserves the best and deserves the number one product that we can serve. So it is a service role. So that is the main goal. But I would say we have stuck to a plan that Dan and I had in place, and the players that we identified and that we've selected, they've all been very intentional.
Look, we don't look at this year as, we don't feel like we've got a free pass now. And I think that's, yeah, there's pressure, but that pressure is what drives you. That's why we're in this business.